For centuries, nursery rhymes have been woven into the fabric of childhood. Familiar, rhythmic, harmless. But have you ever stopped to ask where they really come from? Many of these sing-song verses are far older than we imagine and far darker. Beneath their playful surfaces lie hidden histories, forgotten languages, and in some cases, brutal satire. Take Hickory Dickory Dock, for instance. On the surface, it's a simple rhyme about a mouse and a clock. But dig deeper, and you'll uncover a web of strange clues. Clues that point to secret messages, ancient counting systems, and even a disgraced ruler mocked by his own people. Tonight, we pull back the veil on this seemingly innocent verse. Welcome back, darklings. Let's begin. Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse ran up the clock struck one, the mouse ran down Hickory Dickory Dock. This version dates back to 1744, first printed in Tommy Thumb's Pretty Song Book. Remarkably, the wording has barely changed in nearly 300 years. But where did it come from? Some believe it all points to a single year, 1658, a year that changed England forever. And at the center of that story is a man they called Hickory Dick. But before we meet him, let's examine the three major theories that claim to explain this rhyme. The first is the literal interpretation. A mouse climbs a clock. The hour strikes. The mouse panics and runs. End of story. But there's more to it than that. In Exeter, England, stands a magnificent cathedral. Within its stone walls ticks an astrological clock built in the 15th century, one of the oldest surviving timepieces in the world. This clock doesn't just tell time. It tracks lunar cycles, planetary movement, and chimes every 15 minutes. When the great bell, known as Peter, tolls the hour, its sound echoes across the halls. But this ancient mechanism had a problem. Mice. They were drawn to the fat used to lubricate the clock's gears. The vermin would climb the clock's long weights and ropes, threatening its intricate inner workings. Historical records from the 14th and 15th centuries show that the church hired cats, officially, paid weekly to keep the rodents at bay. One entry from 1598 documents a payment to a carpenter who cut a hole in a door, creating what many believe is the oldest known cat flap in England. And it's still there today. So could this rhyme be inspired by the mice and clocks of Exeter Cathedral? It's possible. But there's one glaring problem. Where's the cat? If the rhyme was based on Exeter, surely the feline protector would play a role. And yet, there's no mention. And what exactly is Hickory Dickory Dock supposed to mean? That takes us to a stranger possibility. Folklorists Iona and Peter Opie noticed something odd. The phrase Hickory Dickory Dock bears a striking resemblance to Celtic counting words once spoken by shepherds in northern England. This ancient counting system, called yen tan tethera, used unique words for numbers. Yen, 1, tan, 2, tethera 3, hovera, davera, dick, 8, 9, 10. Instead of counting 1, 2, 3, shepherds would chant these melodic words as they counted their sheep. Even after the Celtic languages vanished from the region, this strange system survived in shepherding and knitting until the Industrial Revolution. The word dock could be a mutation from deck or dick, part of the counting sequence. In fact, in many versions of the rhyme, the lines are followed by 2 struck the clock, the mouse ran up, 3 struck the clock, the mouse ran up, and so on. So maybe this rhyme wasn't about a mouse at all, but a way to teach children to count. A chant passed down from hillsides to nurseries. A lullaby born from numbers. But still, what about the clock? What about the figure running down as the hour strikes? This brings us to the final and most compelling theory. The earliest known illustration of Hickory Dickory Dock shows not a mouse, but a small figure standing beneath the clock. Nervous, cowardly, human. So maybe it isn't about a rodent at all. Maybe it's about a man. Let's rewind to England, 1658. The Civil War had just ended. The monarchy was gone. King Charles I had been executed. And in his place stood a man named Oliver Cromwell, a brutal, brilliant leader who ruled as Lord Protector of the Commonwealth. But then Cromwell died. And to everyone's surprise, he left the throne, not to a general or a statesman, but to his quiet, uncertain son. Richard Cromwell. He had no military experience, no leadership training, no allies. In less than 9 months, Richard's rule collapsed. He was mocked, scorned, and forced to resign. England, now desperate for order, welcomed back the monarchy, and Charles II took the throne. Meanwhile, Richard Cromwell fled to France under an assumed name, never to return to power. Satirists of the time had a field day. They mocked him relentlessly. They called him Hickory Dick, Tumblin' Down Dick, a joke, a mouse, a coward. Now look again at the rhyme. The mouse ran up the clock. Richard's rise to power, the clock struck 1. The moment of reckoning, the mouse ran down. His humiliating fall. Could it be that this nursery rhyme was once a political roast? A mocking verse passed between laughing soldiers, bitter civilians, and clever writers? And like so many pieces of satire, did it slowly lose its edge, until no one remembered what it was really about? So where does that leave us? Did the rhyme begin as a joke about a failed leader? Was it born in the clock tower of a medieval cathedral? Or did it echo from the hills of northern England, counting sheep under the moonlight? Maybe it's all of them. Maybe this simple verse is a palimpsest, a layered scroll where history, language, and laughter all share space. What do you believe? Let us know in the comments. And if your thirst for truth still lingers, there are more secrets hidden in the rhymes of our childhood. Ring around the rosy, goosey gander, 3 blind mice. Each one carries something dark beneath the surface. So if you're ready to hear them all, subscribe and join us next time, here on Veil and Verse, where every whisper has a witness. Good night, darklings.